Welcome back to another episode of Language Launch, the podcast where we dive into the fascinating world of language policies and practices over different countries. I'm Lizelle and I'm with my wonderful co-hosts, Lovely, Marta, Kate, Christine, and Mercy. So how everyone's doing today?
Hey Rizal, everyone's doing great today, thanks, and we're actually excited to talk about languages today.
Same here, I've got my notes ready and some interesting facts to share.
I'm here for some gossip, of course, and what's the juiciest language topic we've got today?
We'll talk about a lot of languages. I can't wait to dive into the Cambodia's language scene. Did you know that they've got over 20 languages spoken there?
It's interesting.
Well, I didn't know that, but I'm ready to compare notes with other countries. So let's get into it.
So let's start with Cambodia. The official language is Khmer. About 90% of the population spoke this language, but what's interesting is how the government handles this linguistic diversity. Yeah, Khmer is not just language. It's a unifying factor of the country. The government heavily promotes it through education and media. They have policies that make Khmer the medium of instruction in schools, but what happens to the minority of the language?
Well, that's where things get tricky. There's a significant population that speaks Vietnamese, Cham, and other indigenous languages. The government does support bilingual education programs, but they're limited. Most minority language speakers have to learn Khmer language to access higher education and better job opportunities.
So basically, if you don't speak Khmer, you're out of luck to getting ahead because it sounds like a language monopoly.
Exactly, it's not just about education. Media is another area where Khmer dominates. While there are radio stations and TV programs in minority languages, Khmer is the main language for news, entertainment, and official announcements. In relation, in December 2007, the National Assembly adopted the education law, which the Article 24 of the law states that Khmer shall be the vehicle of language and of the core subjects of the curriculum.
Yeah, but there's also a push to teach foreign languages, right?
Yes.
English and French are popular, especially in higher education and also in businesses. True. English is becoming more prominent, particularly in urban areas. And then French has a historical presence due to Cambodia's colonial past. But English is definitely taking over as the preferred second language.
Wow, amazing. So moving on from Cambodia, so let's hop over to Indonesia, guys. Talk about linguistic melting pot. And did you know over 700 languages spoken in Bahasa Indonesia as their official language?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes.
Actually, Indonesia's language policy is so fascinating, right? Bahasa Indonesia was chosen as a unifying language to promote national unity. It's taught in school and it is used in government, but unlike Cambodia, Indonesia is quite supportive when it comes to its local languages.
Yeah, but there's a bit of hierarchy. Is there? While local languages are promoted, Bahasa Indonesia is still the key to national identity and advancement.
Yeah, and just like Cambodia, there's a significant push for English. It's essential for higher education and international businesses. And additionally, Indonesian is the general medium of education at elementary level, and it is the language across curriculum. Well, speaking of English, let's talk about Malaysia. They've got a trilingual policy, I guess. Bahasa in Malaysia, English, and the local languages are spoken there.
Right. Bahasa Malaysia is the national language, but English is taught from an early age and is the medium of instruction for science and mathematics. They also promote local languages like Mandarin and Tamil in schools.
And did you know, guys, that Malaysia approach is quite inclusive? So they want to maintain the national identity with Bahasa Malaysia while also embracing the multicultural aspect of their society. What's interesting is that it is estimated about 134 languages are spoken in Malaysia, and the Constitution of 1957 stipulates Standard Malay as the official and national language.
They're an open country.
Yes.
And then there's also Singapore with four official languages: the English, the Mandarin, the Malay, and the Tamil. The English is actually their working language and their medium of instruction. It is indeed linguistically diverse, right?
Speaking of Singapore, my instructor went there for an academic endeavor, and like country, it is highly progressive, especially in terms of technology.
Wow.
Even this country is very small,
Yeah.
Yes.
it is a leading economy in the Southeast Asia. Sounds very interesting. Well, anyway, Singapore is like the overachiever of language policies. They've got bilingual education system where students learn English and their mother tongue. It's efficient but also super competitive.
Yes, definitely. But let's not forget Vietnam. Vietnamese is the official language, and there's a strong push to promote it across the country. Then minority languages are recognized but have a limited official support. Here's a linguistic trivia. It is estimated that 108 languages are spoken in the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. That was according to Linguist et al. 2016.
Full of facts.
Yeah.
And Thailand is, I think, somewhat similar to that. Thai is their official language, and while there are many regional languages, Thai is a medium of education and government. Moreover, Standard Thai has been almost the exclusive language of instruction for about a century.
Wow.
Wow. So Laos is also in the same boat. Lao is the official language and is used in education and administration. Minority languages are spoken at home and in communities, but not widely promoted in official capacities.
And also in Myanmar, because in Myanmar, Burmese is the official language there, but there's a lot of linguistic diversity. The government has been trying to promote Burmese as a unifying language, but this has caused tensions with ethnic.
Additionally, in 1958, the Ministry of Education declared the policy of the medium of instruction, which is Burmese and English, was to be taught only on the fifth standard onwards.
Also, in the 1966 or the 1996 Education Act rather, the government gave different non-Burmese groups the freedom to promote their languages and cultures in school.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
But then lastly, in Brunei, Malay is the official language, but English is also widely used, especially in business and education.
Right? So the Bruneian government began its bilingual education policy soon after the independence in 1984. To add on, teachers who work in Brunei has main priorities. So first is to increase the English proficiency and attainment levels of Bruneian students. Second, to improve the high delivery of high impact teaching. And lastly, to support Brunei's Ministry of Education in delivering effective English language in teaching.
Brunei is a unique mix balancing between maintaining their cultural heritage with Malay and being practical with English for global communication.
Oh, okay. So to wrap it up, while each country has its own approach of language policies, there's a common theme. The common theme is balancing national identity with practical needs. So it's a tricky tightrope walk.
And each country's history and demographics play a huge role in shaping their language policies. It's a complex, fascinating topic, and we have also observed that English is well practiced in each of the countries, right?
Yes. So, absolutely well. So that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thanks for tuning into Language Lunch. Don't forget to subscribe and feel free to leave a review. Catch you next time. Alright.